And how do you want us to see you?
General. So I want people to see me as a very authentic force, that is there to do the work, that's selfless as well too.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of King Crush Thursday, the series where we highlight and uplift Black men, because frankly, not too many people are doing it. My name is Val Gay, and I'm super excited about this brother today. Let's see. He is a native of Montgomery, Alabama. His work specializes in making sure that students have social awareness and inclusivity. He also is the director of a student engagement department within Temple University, and he is a sought-after speaker. His name is Mr. Rodney Prad. Hi, Rodney.
What's up, Val? How are everybody? How is everybody doing? Hopefully, y'all are great.
That's great. Well, I'm going to speak for everybody. We are great. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for being here.
Nice. Thank you again. Thank you for the invite. Over and as you mentioned in the intro, I think speaking in the collective to men, especially Black men, is a really, really important thing because even in higher education, I'm seeing a very lack of engagement, on that front as well too.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we are so happy to have you here because of your work specifically too. It really helps to amplify the work that we're doing here, which is to bust open the very narrow and myopic views that we see in the media and society writ large, particularly around Black men. We know that you are myriad. There are as many narratives of Black men as there are Black men walking the planet. And yet somehow we only see a very small narrative, and often that narrative is negative. I often say that the narrative is not necessarily incorrect. Often it is incorrect, but not always. But it is most definitely incomplete. And so we are doing our best to help widen, fatten up put some meat in the bone on that narrative and really help people have a better understanding. Because ultimately, we want for young kings who may or may not have positive Black male role models to come to this repository of the same 6 questions answered by hundreds of Black men, and hopefully find guidance there. And then for the rest of us who are neither male or even Black, to be able to come see these same 6 questions and also have our minds and our experiences expanded. And so I'm so glad that you're here today to participate in this repository gathering exercise.
Nice.
Get started with the first question, which is,
okay.
What does manhood mean to you?
Yeah, no, whenever someone asks me that question, it's a really loaded question. I think there's so many levels of like intersectional responses, but I'll try to be as concise as possible, with it. Manhood for me, is a person or an individual or entity or community that exudes this notion of masculinity, through a system of how they are perceived in society. I believe when I think of manhood at its core, leadership comes into mind. Also a person that is able to speak on their own, able to be decisive, in what they are doing, and a person that can stand by their word, for it. So I'm a little bit interesting with how I define manhood because I centralize it through masculinity, and I believe many people can possess this notion of masculinity. But for me, manhood, is an individual or community, that is very straightforward, but that can also be commanding in their own leadership, of the individual.
Awesome. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. So
No
then,
problem.
Who and or what is important to you?
Yeah, that question is always so it's funny because I'm gonna follow it up from the question on manhood, and it's actually a woman. That is really important to me. They always say behind any strong black man is a very strong black woman. And I always want to give really good kudos to my ancestors that are out there. Of course, my mom is one of them, so Darlene Prad. But I'll even go further back to her mother, which is my grandma Ruthie Ellis. She's an ancestor now since 2014. But she was a person that as you mentioned, I grew up in the South, so Montgomery, Alabama, and she saw so much stuff, during this Jim Crow era, but made it her mission, to ensure that each of her generations post her, were able to be these scholars, able to, contribute back to society and such too. So her strength, and that's kind of how I answered the first question, is that I saw those traits, throughout my family, because my family is very matriarchal, actually, as opposed to a lot of men in it, and me and my brothers come along. It's just like, oh my God, we have all these men starting to come about, and my cousins, so my grandmother really, showed me the way, and how to do things, really inspired me, to be this person that goes into college, even when I didn't know that I wanted to go to college or I was good enough to be in college and such too. So she really got me to think about my Black identity alongside my parents. And I think she gets a lot of credit as to who I am to this day. So, yes.
That is really beautiful. That is beautiful. And in honor of your grandmother, Ruthie Ellis, is that what you said?
Ruthie Ellis, yes.
Ellis, I'm going to put a handle, put the proper handle on your name going forward. So, Dr. New Rodney, thank you so much.
It's all good. All good. Thank you.
Absolutely. And how do you want us to see you?
I want people to really see me as an individual, that is authentic, in nature. So somebody that, is able to stand by my word, but also a person that can get us to think, to stimulate this thought process, about what is happening in society. Someone that can easily be approachable, to have conversations about, some of the issues that we're even talking about on this call today. Being, a person, that is dedicated to social awareness, social change, but also just humankind in general. So I want people to see me as a very authentic force, that is there to do the work, that's selfless as well too.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
I try something. I try.
I believe trying is lying. You're doing it. So.
Thank you.
So, question 4 is, what is your epic dream?
Oh goodness. That is my dream is so funny, because my dream changes, I feel like every other year or so. I remember when I wanted to be an attorney, and I'm doing some of that work through the research that I do and utilizing, like legal frameworks like critical race theory to really inform my approach with things. But my epic dream really is, some folks would say, oh my God, to be a millionaire, to be like these billionaires and stuff too. I actually want to be happy, and complacent with the work that I have done, to be a person that has contributed actively to, future generations, to really start having some of these conversations to unbind, things that our former ancestors may have experienced. And then, the former colonizers of our, country and such, may have induced too. So my legacy, I believe, is to really unpack, what masculinity is when it comes to, Black men. But I also want to showcase not just this one view, this one viewpoint. A lot of my work and research too is in like gender and sexuality, inclusion. So I want, to embed what does it mean, for instance, if somebody is a trans Black man, or a gay Black man, that's in place too. I find very, power in that word. So for me, it's really to be and plant the seeds for a society where we all feel like we belong. And through that, I believe that we're all going to prosper and be rich regardless of how much money we got, to this earth.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah. So hopefully it's not too much pie in the sky wishful thinking, but that's my aims.
Get it. I totally get it. Thank you. Thank you so
No
much.
problem.
So you've been answering question 5 implicitly all along, but I'm going to ask you explicitly, Dr. Nurai Prad, who are you?
Oh goodness, I know, and I should say, I almost 2 years ago I became a doctor. So every time when someone says it's always like this shock and stuff too, for me. So I smile, ear to ear. I hear, who am I? So I am, a self-identified, Black, queer, or a gay man, that, is strong in my or convictions, I should say. And I'm a person, that stands by and is able to confront, systemic issues and such too. A person that's able to help, clarify, clear up things, create and establish these brave spaces and zones and such too. Because I do believe, I am a person that can create that good trouble, as the late John Lewis mentioned, and if I don't do it, I believe that, I believe that I become complicit to some of the things that have happened in society. So I always appreciate these conversations, that I'm having. And I appreciate the centering on, that of manhood and manliness and such too. But even for me, I think that I take this and I think about, again, how us as a community, come together to really frame, what Black manhood is. And I think it's so much power within to that, the conviction of community. So that's me.
All right. Awesome. That's great. Awesome. Well, here we are already at question 6.
Okay.
Which is there anything that I should have asked you that I didn't, or you wanted me to ask you that I didn't? In other words, what did I miss?
I thought all the questions were beautiful. In the moment, it makes you think really about your own identities and such too. The only thing I would think to be asked is, what is an individual inspirational, dead or alive, that really inspired me? And I'm thinking about folks right behind me. I have like James Baldwin up, right? And I'm a child of the arts and a child of the 80s. And we learned a lot about, these different individuals, because the response I would give to that question is the importance of our history, and how Black men showed up in those histories. Different types of Black men may have shown up, because I think that collective storytelling, is very essential, to take back the narrative, of Black manliness, in order to kind of take away some of these. This is what I think I should be, or how I should aspire. So doing things based off of stories and narratives that's been sent down, from the ancestors. So as you can see, I love channeling ancestor and ancestral linkages and stuff too. But that would be something I would have, probably asked to or answered.
Got it. Well, thank you for asking and answering it.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate your presence in this world and the work that you do. And I just honor you, my king. And I just pray that your dreams come true sooner rather than later. And I'm really grateful that you've been with us today. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much. And please send blessings to everybody and to you as well, Val, for the significant work that you're doing.
Thank you so much. And stay right there, because I want to thank the audience for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. And
absolutely.
If there is a successful and positive Black man in your life who you want to see highlighted in this forum, please click the link below or my bio, fill out the nomination form, and we'll take it from there. I often say success does not equal what someone does for a living. They could be a 2-year minted PhD doctorate, or and running a department in a university or not. What we are interested in is also those brothers whose content of their character is really impacting their community, starting with the nuclear family and spreading outward to the rest of the community writ large. We want to hear from those brothers because we know those brothers are out there and very few people listen to them. We're here for them and for you. And so please stay tuned next week for yet another amazing king. And please remember to spread love and have a great day. Thank you so much. And Dr. New Rodney, thank you so much. That was really awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.